I'm YGO Time Wizard, and this was CollectCon 2025. Before we get into all the fun my wife and I had at the show, if you could smash that thumbs up button and also subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, definitely hit that subscribe. I will be attending the North American World Championship qualifier for Yu-Gi-Oh this year in 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. We got into Cleveland early on Friday. We tried out a small sushi place called TJ Hibachi and Sushi. Didn't expect anything fantastic, but my wife loves sushi, so we had to try it out. We each took one bite and we're in heaven. It was actually so good that we couldn't even finish it all, so we had to get some boxes and just head to the hotel. After dinner, we watched the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie and the Tobey Maguire 2001 Spider-Man. That's enough about Friday. Let's hop into day one of CollectCon. Big Pikachu! Popcorn for later. Some Pokemon vendors. What is that one called? I forget. The purple one? It's a Venomat. I'm gonna roast it for not knowing it. Venomat. I'm looking for Mr. Dan Green and Eric Stuart. Oh, I think they'd be. Yeah, they're over here. Way at the end, we found them. Oh, there's Sean Austin's table for later. I don't think they're here yet. Yeah, they're too cool to show up at 9, I understand. I also agree. Where would their tables be? Oh, there's Erica Schroeder's line for a Dark Magician Girl, Harpy Lady, My Valentine stuff. Cool. That's my lovely wife. No, I didn't see, they don't have like a banner up. I hope
because they're not here yet, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Yeah, those pieces of paper, you are correct. So that's where Eric Stewart will be, Kaiba, and Dan Green for Yugi. So just gotta wait. Yeah, they're right here. So I don't want to ambush them. We could probably just come back. It's pretty dead over here. Be like, we've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you, Eric. Yu-Gi-Oh pots, gotta stop. Oh, got some nice Stitch ones I've never seen. There's the Stitch 626. That's like the OG. Oh, there's Just Stitch. I haven't seen that one. Huh. They're nothing like crazy, but I just haven't seen those around. I think I have most of those ones.
I like the creepy Garfields.
The creepy what?
The creepy Garfields, that one, and then that one.
Creepy Garfield. Yep. There's some signed pops. Card vendor that has some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's my game. I guess that might be a challenge, finding some Yu-Gi-Oh vendors. Huh. All Pokemon. Oh, that's cute. Look at these. Yeah, crochet.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Not too bad, are you?
I make them all myself.
We bought like an Eevee crochet kit we found at like Michael's, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. I still haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, those are really nice. We have to come back for one of those. Well, thank you. All right, this is harder than I thought to find some people that sell Yu-Gi-Oh. Product over here. That's all Pokemon. What does this world come to? Look at this angler. That's cool. The Grinch. Oh. That one feels very soft.
We watched last night.
Yeah, Broly. It's like Broly's ear. Oh, those are pretty sweet. Oh, wait, I didn't even notice. I didn't even see the little Lego figures.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, Boo. Frieza, gold Frieza. That is
I like
awesome.
Piccolo's art. Piccolo's art is pretty badass.
That's such a cool idea to put the Lego. I wonder if you get the Lego. Oh, whoa. That is something. This is like paper mache. Is this paper mache? That is, how do you, I want to use like one full good hand. Oh my God. That is crazy cool. How long does like one of these take?
Hour and 10 minutes.
Hour and 10 minutes. Oh my God. Well, the Charizard had to take longer.
It took me about 4 hours.
Huh? That is awesome. Do you have a website? Gammy 3D Art. You can pick up some of those online. Wow, that is, oh. Oh, no, I did not. Yeah, he designed some of his own shirts as well. That is really cool. Stitch. There's a good Stitch one up there. Yeah, do not forget to check out Gammy 3D Art. Just don't do it. Oh wait, I see someone with a Yu-Gi-Oh banner. Let's go. Yu-Gi-Oh, where are you? And it's just more fun. Ooh, here's some Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh. Got some old OG stuff. Guessing this is mostly stuff for people to go get signed. It looks like mainly character stuff. Let me see if they are buying. After a while looking around for anyone that would buy or sell Yu-Gi-Oh, I did find a few people. Met a really nice guy who picked up some of my higher end goat stuff. Goodbye, my lovelies. I'm so sorry. Cash is king. After that, did have some cash. Did make $5.50 off that deal, and it was time to go spend it on getting some cards signed. So I just got done with meeting with Stuart, and that was awesome. Got to get 2 Blue Eyes signed. These are my 2 Blue Eyes that I got signed by Stuart today, the voice actor for Kaiba, and they will be going right into my deck for Nationals. I'm very nervous to put these back into the sleeves. Hopefully they dry soon and we can get on our way with this convention. But so far, awesome. Got to meet Kaiba. Yugi is still not here, not sure where he's at, but hopefully he'll show up later and maybe we'll get a Dark Magician. Go for it. We got a Japanese electric breaker. All right, so we just got back from CollectCon in Cleveland, Ohio. Super excited to show off the 2 free packs. Well, not free. We did pay for these. It was a random spin at one of the vendor tables, so we just threw some money down and got these packs. So we have a 1 pack of Destined Rivals, and 1 pack of a Japanese electric breaker. Don't think we'll pull anything good, but CollectCon is really fun today. And I do not know the pack trick for Pokemon currently, so we're just gonna do this completely raw. What is this? Fuzil? I don't know any of the new ones either. Probably Porygon. Ooh, what's this guy? Sudowoodo, Coffee, Team Rocket's Mimikyu, Morgrem. I do not know Pokemon. They did not have a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh at this CollectCon, so there wasn't a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh packs. I was interested in buying Team Rocket's Archer. Is this the Holo? Yep, nothing good out of this pack. Doesn't look like Starmie. Oh, did get something different. This is it's got a cool star pattern on it. Garchomp. This one is Garchomp. And the last card, Energy. Okay. Star Foil.
This is in that fighting game that we have.
Oh, this is, yeah, so this is in the one Pokemon fighting game that my wife and I have played. So that's kind of cool. We will definitely keep that one for the memories. And now we have, for the other random Pokemon pack, we got one pack of Japanese Electric Breaker. They have the gold border. I'm not familiar with Pokemon too much, but these ones have a gold back. These are also Japanese, so I will not know any of these Pokemon's names. So we got this guy, that guy, whatever that is, and one of that, whatever that is. Got a lot of other cool stuff. I got some cards signed by Seto Kaiba, Eric Stuart. Also got a Harpy's Feather Duster that I plan on using in my side deck, signed by Erica Schroeder, the voice of My Valentine. So that was really cool. Picked up some plushies for my wife. Got a cool hoodie. Are you translating the Japanese one?
Yeah, so they will tell us.
Oh, that's cool.
It is choose one of the Pokemon from your own country and put it on the bench and cut the positive.
Yeah, that's not an accurate translation.
No, it is not. I didn't think it would be. Come on and trash it.
Pretty much all we did on Saturday, all the stuff that we picked up, had a lot of fun on Saturday, and we will be going in the morning on Sunday, since we have the VIP passes, to hopefully maybe get some more signatures. See you in the next clip.
They're all actual hats too. Like there are real Pikachus under here if you take the hats off.
Oh, that's awesome. Larvitar, Rayquaza.
Oh, so cute. Oh,
That's
this
cute.
is cool.
Ooh, big Rayquaza. Sweet. I like the Eevee Pikachu a lot though too.
That's cute.
That's really cute. Oh, the Eevee Pikachu.
Oh, they have a fuzzy Gengar.
What?
Fuzzy Gengar.
Do you want a fuzzy Gengar?
I don't know. They are cuter when they're fuzzy. I don't know why.
Oh, we bought one of these yesterday and they put one back out. That's the best Blue Eyes artwork poster I've seen. Even though the Ultimate Dragon is German. Let me see. Wait. Can you see it? It says, it's German. I don't know, I got it. There was a new TCG that came out a few months ago called Soul Masters, I believe. And we got a free promo yesterday. And they were offering some demos of the card game, so we kind of wanted to go check that out again. I feel like it was somewhere... Oh wait, the lights again.
The light guy.
We found him. Yeah, these lamps or lights are amazing.
He was by the stage. That's why we couldn't find him. We knew he was on our way out.
Okay. Wow. So if you want to see where you can get those lights, go to Dual Forge Creations, Jacob and Richard. There's the QR code if you want to pause the video and scan that. Dual Forge Creations. Awesome. Thanks for grabbing that light. That's a big light. Magnetic animals. Oh, that's cool. So those ones are magnetic. So you can put that on the fridge.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a good touch. Yeah, that's a very good touch.
Because most people
cool
just sell
Pokeballs.
those as fidgets. So.
Yeah, no, adding the magnet
Magnetic fidgets is
really makes it
genius.
nicer. These cool. Ooh, not too much. That Charizard one is awesome.
I kind of like these too.
What is that? Gyarados? Sylveon? Espeon?
Gyarados, and I forget what the fish is called that Gyarados turns into at the moment. My mind is drawing a blank.
Yeah, I forget too.
Yeah.
Magikarp.
Oh,
Magikarp.
Yeah.
Oh, look, that's cute. Little Cubone in the
yeah, the
ball.
pumpkin Bulbasaur.
Oh yeah, the Halloween Bulbasaur.
Those are so cool.
I did not see this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look at this Lego army. Oh my goodness. That is crazy.
Oh, they
cool.
have Winnie the
Hold on,
Pooh.
Wow, look at all these Legos. All the Winnie the Pooh characters. Who else do they got? If there's a Yu-Gi-Oh Lego, I have to buy it. Yeah, I know, there's so many.
Questions, let me know.
Do you have any Yu-Gi-Oh?
Which one?
Do you have any Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh, a lot of people do ask for it. I
All
just can't
good.
get it.
No, yeah, I don't think they exist, so I'm not surprised. Had to ask.
I wish they did. So many people ask.
Yeah.
It's weird because a lot of people ask for Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. No one has.
The Dragon Ball ones look cool. I kind of like the Majin Buu.
It's rabbit season.
Lemon season, duck season, lemon season, duck season.
Are these like
Oh.
alien?
Yeah, that's Alien.
Oh. I kind of like these two, R2 and blue Darth Vader. Those look cool.
Yeah, it's really nice Star Wars ones.
Well, it's 5 for 20. How
That's
you
actually
can
pretty good,
narrow it
but-
down and pick 5 is the challenge.
Not too bad, man. How are you? Got some nice keychains.
Mini
Kinda
card,
like some Yu-Gi-Oh.
keychains is cool.
I can take a blue eyes.
Oh, they do have mini ones.
Yeah.
Pretty neat, right? I tell people I like to put the cards in the dryer and make them really small.
This is pretty good Yu-Gi-Oh! As far as keychains go.
Yeah, those are definitely the good ones you want, the OGs.
Never saw anything like that online.
Nah.
'Cause I've looked.
Is there,
Yeah, 2
is there
for
one
10.
you want? Can you do a Pokemon one for you? And then
Let's
I'll get a
see
Yu-Gi-Oh one.
what Pokemon they even have. I want it to be like a cool art. I think I like Espeon's art most.
that Espeon?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get it. I'll get that and I feel like I have to do blue eyes. That's how much blue eyes stuff I'm getting. Get inside.
You could get a god.
Yeah, I could.
These ones are display, so. We get blue eyes and then an Espeon keychain.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Didn't think display. Yeah. You're the smart one of the two of us.
I read.
Oh, there's a sign?
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. Dumb.
Oh, you were so focused on how cool they were that you didn't care.
Yeah, I just know I want that one. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
You
Enjoy.
guys- Oh. Is this VHS Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, I saw them on eBay.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that they would move here. Maybe
Ooh,
it's a
Kashan.
Kashan
Yeah,
series,
makes
but I like
sense.
sealed. I also sold some sealed DVD VHS too.
That I've never seen in person. That's pretty cool. Is that VHS as well, that one? We just started getting into the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I have that, and then there's one over there, and then I have like 4 more from the Saiyan saga.
Do you have any Yu-Gi-Oh stuff? Ah, damn, no, all good.
Modern.
It's funny. These are some big
Oh.
full-size ones. I like that.
There you go. Because these are always sold out online.
Yeah, it's hard to find those, that size of those ones.
Yes. Keep wandering. Maybe
Yep,
we'll
right
find
here.
it.
Yeah, that's where it was. This is the table. This is the new TCG that I wanted to check out, the Soul Masters. Might try the demo today. They have some starter decks. Not too bad. We were here yesterday, got the promo already, so we were thinking about trying the demo at some point today. And then how much are the starter decks?
Starter decks are 25.
Okay.
Boosters are 5, and the booster box is 105. 24 packs and a box top.
Okay. Regular 24, got it. And then is there 4 different starter decks to...
Well, technically there's 2.
Okay.
It's just that we do chibi art.
Oh.
And we do regular art. So it's
every-
exactly the same deck.
They all
just
have
the
alt
is
arts.
different.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so we just pick one of each then, probably for you and I. And then for the demo, does that cost anything, or do you get anything for the demo? Or could I use the deck for the demo, or do you guys already have
No,
stuff set up?
We have because what we do is we have a very small deck.
Okay, it's kind of like a speed
because
run.
It's the demo is just to show you the basic mechanics of the game, but every commander has their own unique abilities and styles. So there are extra cards there, but you will not get the starter deck cards on the boosters. The starter decks have everything you need and every number of copies that you need of each if you want to use that card. So we didn't put any of the cards from the starters on the boosters.
Okay, so there's probably a lot of like really good staples that you would want like
Well,
from this.
they work really well. Out of the bat, they work really well, but you have there, I think it's about 30 cards extra that you can use on the decks.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 30.
So you can mix and match.
Alright. Ready to go outside?
Yep.
Someone walking in was like, ooh, they have a coffee stand. Like, you're not excited about the collectibles?
Well, it was someone's mom.
Oh, that makes more sense.
She was happy there was something here for her.
Get your game on.
I was like, what are we looking at? Wolverine?
It was Jaden from
I only saw
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wolverine.
So someone
the time you
cosplaying as
reacted,
Jaden
I
from
turned-
Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's
I had
a
my
cute
build this
dog.
yesterday. Aw, cute puppy.
Just had a kid wrap his grubby hands around my fingers.
Around your fingers?
Yeah.
How? Like from the door?
Yeah.
Kids, man. It's not too hot today. Better than yesterday.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Almost 1? Yeah, almost 1. 12:53.
Cool.
So another hour
Until
until.
Yugi and Eric start talking.
And that bathroom combo in the stall next to me was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What
Started
happened?
with, I hate you, I can't wait for it's your time to die.
The kid.
Yeah, the kid.
To his aunt?
I'm assuming it was an aunt, but I don't actually know any context because it was just an
That kid's
adult
not having
and
a fun day.
a male child in the stall next to me. I'm just like, okay, not your mom.
Uh-huh.
Got that context. It was just him being like, I hate you, and all this different stuff, and her being like, okay, why do you hate me? And he's like, because you won't let me do what I want today, and you won't buy me anything I want. And she's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, where'd your Nerf guns come from in your Xbox?
That's what I was gonna say. I was like,
And
just a kid that
this.
got told no way too many times while
Yeah.
looking at Pikachu's today.
Yeah, so, and then the kid was like, well, yeah, you bought me all that stuff. And she goes, so?
So
Your problem is that I'm not doing it today. And I was just cracking up because the kid was so upset. Just the line of, I hate you, I can't wait for you.
Yeah, it's a little intense. I never said that to my
Yeah,
mom.
all I
got told
did
no.
was sit down in the stall next to them, and that's just the show I got. And
Yeah, I never even
I had
said like
already
the I
sat
hate
down.
you. Like,
Yeah, I already
was-
sat down, so it was too late to change stalls. But
just enjoy the show and get out of there quick, I guess. So that was her fun trip to the bathroom while I was selling cards. And then maybe buy something else, then probably skedaddle unless the panels are gonna be fun. Thanks, love.
I do like the design on the elevator.
Yeah, I know the elevator is cool looking.
Get your game on.
What a classic. Struggling.
Might be the wrong road.
Yeah, we can go to the next one. I'm gonna go find her some cool keychains. She saw one. I do kind of want that. Kind of wish we could get that Espeon like blanket hoodie or whatever that is.
I don't know what it is, which is why I don't want it.
Fair enough.
We're going to the cheapest route.
Ooh.
How many people are you?
Dollar keychains.
Yeah.
These bags aren't too bad. Not terrible. All right, so this is the table we got the Alolan Vulpix from yesterday.
The bottom one.
You want the Mew one?
Yes. Oh, ditto earrings.
Can I see?
Cute. Thank you. Do you make other earrings like this too?
Those are 10.
What do you make other earrings like for your
no,
shop?
just ditto, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was really nice though.
They're really cute.
Are you happy with our little heart Mew? I got some Yu-Gi-Oh booster box. Oh shit! This is the table I want to see. All right, they got some old, some new. Cyber Dark, Impact. That's an OG. Damn, Dark Beginning 1200. That's crazy. Premium Pack 1. One of my favorite sets of all time. Dark Revelations. This is awesome. I mean, some of these boxes are just so cool to see again, to be honest. I'm happy there are still lots of sealed ones out there. This is probably, yeah, reprint 25th, LOB, not like a first ed. I would love to get one of these to rip open on for the channel, but spent all my money on signatures, guys, I'm sorry.
Unless you can sell some more cards, you can't buy any of these.
Yeah, if I can go sell some more cards, we're gonna go find a seller, and maybe we'll pick up one of these nicer boxes. Definitely not a. I would love this Cybernetic Revolution retail. The hobby's it's sold already. Okay. Tactical Evolution, is this first ed? Yeah, that's a first ed Tactical Evolution. Yeah. Mental Energy, Flaming Eternity. That was like some of the cooler sealed Yu-Gi-Oh stuff I've come across.
I got the keychain I wanted.
You got the keychain you wanted. Voice actor lines to get signed cards and meet and greets. I already got all mine done with Yugi, Kaiba, and Erica. Nice. Oh, it looks like all the mushrooms sold.
Yeah.
No. Oh, they have a Boo. He has a Boo back there. And a pick and a cell. This Demogorgon's so cool. So these are all handmade by Gammy 3D Art. I will show off his QR code that you can scan if you pause in the video. These are some of the Pokemon ones he makes. Got some Dragon Ball, Grogu, pretty birds.
Did you sell all your mushrooms yesterday?
And again, Gammy 3D Art, if you guys want to pause and scan that, find his Instagram, go to his website for sure.
Oh, here's some more.
Oh, nice. Got some more of these. Iron Man, the Hulk, Groot, and Superman. Oh, that is colorful.
Here you go. Mew and Mewtwo.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like the sparkle that's on some of these, like this Vegeta one.
Oh, nice. Yeah. There's holes.
That's some like, oh man. These are crazy cool, all these different masks.
I can't believe they're only 100.
Yeah, no, like $100 for that is kind of wild. That is really good. Oh, wow. For the Goku, only 150? That is really good.
Yeah.
Turtle. I kind of want one. I
do
might have
like
to come
the
back
turtles.
for that. That is really good. We got some 3D printed Lego figs.
They have peanuts.
Do you guys sell these online? No. Those masks are killer. How long do like those take to print?
Like a day and a half. Yeah. Okay. I have a couple printers, so that's why.
Okay. Are you yeah. No, this is very impressive.
So.
Thank you. You as well. I spotted Bigfoot, guys.
Might as well flip all the way to the back and go backwards, since it's already that way.
Yeah.
Most.
Oh. YCS token? That's not too bad. I don't have one of those.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
So, that one versus this one. What's the difference?
This one's Metal Raiders. That one's Metal Raiders. Yeah, I don't know. This one's like MRD 120. This one, if you look at these are MRD 120. 120. Oh, I don't know.
Well, I just never saw this color of Yu-Gi-Oh card before.
No, yeah, actually, I'm gonna buy that because neither have I. Let's see.
Well, then maybe this binder is more worth looking at then.
No, it's just this one's like really discolored.
8, unless that's the one behind
that's
it.
the card behind it,
One
maybe.
behind it.
Or that got like burnt into the. I don't know what
Could
that
be the one
is.
behind it.
All right. What's the? This one is up here. I don't know if there's pricing for.
What? It's like an older, like Yu-Gi-Oh type of print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much is this one?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Well, maybe it's
just because you're ugly.
Ugly? You gotta be kidding me.
Okay. $100. I've got like 6 of those, and they're like not 100.
Yeah.
She didn't know what she was talking. She's like, it's an older Yu-Gi-Oh card. I was like, yeah, I got them. That was silly.
Yeah. I was like, no, the sticker under it clearly says 8, ma'am.
$100. She probably heard what I was saying. And was like, oh, this one must be worth a lot. I don't know.
Who knows?
That was funny. Silly, silly people.
Well, because you were like, oh, I'm gonna buy it, so she probably just was like, yeah, let's add some more money, and then you're like, no.
Yeah, like, okay. So you could have got it. I would have bought it for like 5. That's what I was willing to pay for that. Someone that's gonna buy Yu-Gi-Oh! Buy, sell, trade. These are cute. Hey, some OG starter decks. Nice. Oh, they got the BLS too from the Japanese release,
Hey.
BLS. What's up?
Wouldn't hurt to ask. I mean,
Yeah, sure. You guys buying any Yu-Gi-Oh today? Yeah. Okay. I don't have too much left, but. Getting rid of the rest of the bulk in my binder I'm not gonna use. And it was $6 in quarter cards, if you believe me. 387. Let's do it. Thank you, thank you.
We got the amazing Dan and Eric from Yu-Gi-Oh! Why don't we go ahead and bring them up on stage? Hello. I have a special intro for you guys.
This is what they call a microphone, I think.
Yes, yeah, probably.
Hello, hello. How we doing, Cleveland?
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's give a big shout out to Galacticon for throwing us this party this weekend. Woo! All right.
Ooh, what's that?
That was you. Well, that's this. That's my custom screen for these panels.
Nice.
It's fun. This is the first time I've gotten to host the Yu-Gi-Oh panel.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've all been here for quite a few years and stuff, so it's an honor to be able to host with you guys.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So it's an honor to be here.
Now, how's it going? How's Cleveland?
Amazing, and love the architecture. Everyone's been so kind at the table, so generous. Yeah.
I hear Cleveland rocks. That's what I was told.
That's
what I was told.
Yeah. I know it's an old city, but it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what? I've watched you guys for about 3 years now.
Oh, is that?
And exactly. I'm a stalker.
You're the one.
Yeah. I've been following from city to city, and but I just want to give a shout out and honor you guys because you guys are so awesome with your fans. You keep it real, and you're so honest. You guys are just awesome. So can we hear it for them?
That's exactly the illusion I'm trying to create. Thank you for pointing that out.
Absolutely. These guys are awesome. They always have such awesome things to say to the fans. They're just so nice and genuinely a pleasure to be around. So
very kind.
Yeah, you guys are great. And so you guys kind of paved the way for like the English dubbing industry, honestly, especially with 4Kids. They were the company that really brought stuff over to the U.S.
I think Eric can speak to that more than I. I joined the party after Eric did, so.
Oh yeah, this is early on.
Yeah, I joke around. How many people have ever seen a show called Slayers?
Oh yes.
So I played Gowry on Slayers. So back in the day when we first started doing a lot of the dubbing stuff in New York, how many people remember what a blockbuster is? Right?
Blockbuster video, there you go.
So anime was like on the back shelf in Blockbuster. You'd have to really search to find it when I started working in anime. And so,
that was back in the 1800s.
That's right. I did the original campaign for the Wheel and Fire as well. But it was, I loved cartoons growing up, and I was a big fan of shows like Battle of the Planets, and things like that. So I was like, oh, this is great. I'll definitely be involved in this. And as the time went on, and people started to really become more fans of that stuff, and places like this, and events like this, where we could all get together and celebrate the stuff that we all love, our fandom. I then got hired to direct at 4Kids. So I also directed a lot of the shows that you guys know us from. And that's, of course, where I got to meet my dear friend Dan. Most of what we do is alone in the booth with either an engineer or a director. So unless we're doing a show where we're actually doing a prelay show where you record first and animate later, they might have a cast recording. But most of what, at least we've done in our lives, has been, alone. So because I was directing so much, I got to work with these other actors and develop these friendships and things like that over the years. So yeah, I mean, if you want to say we helped pave the way, I'm both responsible and not responsible for all of this.
Okay. Inventor of the wheel of anime.
Yes, that's right.
Did you make the dual disc? I guess technically.
I will, yeah.
Oh, so you're the reason my brother would chase me around when I was a kid with plastic. God, it wasn't a knife, it was a dual disc. Well, speaking of your characters, I'm curious, do you guys have a favorite running gag for your characters?
Well, very often when we're signing stuff at the table, Kaiba will set me up with play your last pathetic card, Yugi. To which I respond, my grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. That's sort of a running gag. Also, a lot of the people who see me after they see Eric tell me that I'm not actually the king of games and that I cheat. So,
yeah, I mean that's a running gag with us. We like to stay in character a little bit.
A little bit.
Someone will ask me, they'll say, "Hey, I duel. You want to duel me? And this is the deck I use, and it can beat a Blue Eyes deck. Blah blah blah." And I'd say, "Oh, well, I don't duel, but I can still beat you." Right? Which is true. I'm very Kaiba. So we try to keep all of our, that part of that personality alive when we make these appearances. Because how much fun would it really be if you knew that this is one of my best friends in the whole world? Right? You'd be like, oh.
Not interesting. Boring.
There's true bromance here. They're enemies, they're romances, they're lovers? No, I'm just kidding.
We love being rivals.
Yeah. Yes. That's the best. So speaking of the personalities that your characters bring out, we have a couple of some of the best one-liners by fan base. So why don't we go take a look?
All right.
I see you can count. Unfortunately, numbers aren't everything.
My Millennium Puzzle protects me from your cowardly assault. But nothing will protect you from oblivion!
Shall I have security remove Siegfried from the park? That won't be necessary. I want him to see what he missed out on. So give him a good seat for the next duel. Oh, funny.
Ready or not, Spirit, this is where you take over.
Hey, Yugi, I'm not... You can't... This isn't a duel! Hello.
What's ruined us, Leon? He says I'm weak. I'll never beat Kaiba. That's the first sensible thing he said all week.
Wow. That was fun to watch. I just noticed two moments that I think were ad-libs.
Oh, yeah.
Because normally people are like, oh, you guys, did you ever like ad-lib lines? And Dan has a great story about one of his. But the majority of the time we had such great writers that we will take credit for the delivery, but we had a great script to work with. All the sarcastic stuff that Kaiba said, yeah, that was on the page. But that little thing at the end of the laugh, I don't know if you caught what I said. I just, I'm funny. I'm so funny. That was not in the script. That was me. I added that in there.
And yet you made it work?
It helps when you're the director of the show and going, that stays.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But that line, that Yugi line that you did there.
With the hello?
Yeah.
That wasn't in the script?
That seemed like the way that you did that was
well, a skilled actor makes every line feel
that
like
seemed like a very Dan Green
sense of humor?
Yes. Anyway, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, of course. And Yu-Gi-Oh! It's very well known as one of the best dubs out there, honestly. So
I won't argue with that.
Yeah. Wow.
Why would I?
So I have about 2 more questions for them, but if you guys have questions, feel free to line up at the mic here.
At the microphone.
And I just have 2 quick questions for you guys. Yeah. So one for Eric. If you could have any one of Kaiba's crazy rich boy items in real life, what would it be?
An elevator to space.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because, I got time on the way up there.
Sure. Read a nice audiobook or two.
Exactly, yeah. I think an elevator to space, yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, I just saw a video about how they could actually do that. It's very difficult, but Kaiba can. Dan, if you could have any one of your characters' hair, which would you want? Yugi, Knuckles, Sky, Entei?
Oh my God, it's so hard to choose. I mean, Yugi has really cool hair, but if
Look
you
at
see-
his right there.
Yeah, yeah. But if you see the back of it, it's like a mace from medieval times. You know, so fashionable and personal defense. So maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe.
All right, I'll take
Yeah.
that. Okay, come on up. That was my last question.
All right. I'd like to know, do either of you have a favorite card that's your most fun to say when you're in the booth?
Oh, well, yeah, Exodia Obliterate's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I get to say Blue Eyes White Dragon, that works for me too. There's a couple of cards I can't pronounce, so I try to stay away from those.
Right.
That's valid.
Ophiuchus. Did I just swear?
During the Waking of the Dragons season, Yugi had some issues. Oh, the Pharaoh did. And Kaiba did not like it. How did you guys... What's the mindset with the Pharaoh losing and Kaiba finding out that the Pharaoh lost?
So you want to know as the actor how we... So you'll hear a different answer from every actor how they approach things. I personally like to break it down to the really like the nuts and bolts of the basic emotions of what's going on related to what I know. I played a lot of sports in school, so like when we duel, I think about the competition part of it. I have very dear friends, so when there's situations where they're suffering or things like that, like I think of my real relationships like that, without getting bogged down in how the game is played, which card is more powerful. I really try to simplify it so that I can be more authentic to what Eric would feel in this. And you know, the relationship between Kaiba and Yugi, I look at as this rival, right? He's not a villain. They team up when there's a real enemy and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think when you have the Pharaoh not being at the top of his game, that's not what Kaiba really wants to see. My job as his rival is to push him enough to keep him at the top of his game. So I'm sure that the way I approached that particular performance was, sure, you'd think I'd want to gloat about it, but in reality, I was disappointed to see it happen, right? That's how I would say that, yeah.
Not the victory you really wanted. Yeah. I think it's so important for the protagonist to have weaknesses, to have moments where they fail. Otherwise, it's unrelatable and also predictable, too predictable. So anytime that there's opportunity to add dimensions to your character as an actor, you're looking forward to that. So, and if you're a writer, they'll very often say, you want to put your protagonist in the worst position possible, right? So that you can see them come back from it, right? That's encouraging.
Good question, though. Really smart question. Thanks for that.
So, speaking about Millennium World,
Yeah.
Like, how far from the beginning of the series did you guys know what was going to happen? And then also, speaking of one-liners, so we're cousins line, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I didn't write that one. Well, since I directed Yu-Gi-Oh! The first two, I was a senior voice director there, so I would start a lot of shows and then move on, turn it over to the assistant director and then move on to another show. So I think it was the first 2 seasons I got to direct Yu-Gi-Oh! When you buy the series, you might buy like 26 episodes or maybe even more if you think, oh, we're going to do 2 seasons of it. But we rarely saw, even as the director, I rarely saw the next episode as both director and, of course, actor until it was ready to be dubbed. So there's a lot of finding the direction in the beginning of every one of these series we ever work on, because we're not really unless we've done our own research, unless we read the manga and stuff like that.
But even the manga, the show's different.
So we were finding the voice for these characters in the beginning because it was so new. Then once you've done, like when I was working on Pokemon and stuff like that, once we're in like season 5, 6, or whatever, or even with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, both Dan and I could ad-lib an entire 20-minute episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now because we know the characters so well, not the gameplay, but all of the other dialogue. So there's that.
A little closer to the mic, my friend. There you go.
Is Jolteon your favorite evolution?
Yes, because I voiced Jolteon. So of course, is it your favorite? Thank you. You're my best friend now.
It's my favorite too, twinsies.
Nice hat, way to represent.
Thank you. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is in a very unique position where the game has grown in complexity with most of its fan base from when they were kids to now. but now that most of the fans remember Blockbuster, like, what's your vision for it going forward? Where do you see it going?
Where do we see Yu-Gi-Oh going forward?
Yeah.
That's a great question, actually. One of the better ideas I think I had in the last several years was to suggest to Eric that we should voice the manga.
Go back.
With the original voice cast and do it as truthfully to the manga as possible, so names wouldn't be changed from the original Japanese, and as a tribute to Takahashi, who obviously still had many years ahead of him. Yes, yes.
Yeah. That's something we would love to do.
And that's the only contribution I could make. Like, in terms of, what you might do with our characters, I mean, it'd be cool to see what Yugi does as an adult. And if, it's, as the king of games. I had this idea that you can kind of use game theory to solve a lot of problems, but what would Yugi do with that? Yeah.
Yeah, good question. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you like that idea?
Yeah, I love that idea. Like an audiobook.
Why not?
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, so my question is...
Why did you steal my hair?
It was too good. It was too good.
Nice.
I would have done Yugi's, but it's too hard.
It's a lot of complexity.
Yeah. Is there a story behind the most tasteful edit in all of intro history when Yugi does the duel?
Most people assume that's an edit. I actually stutter.
Really?
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. No, it was so cool. And of course, that was a thing they like to do in music. Maybe particular to a time. But I think it's sort of stuck around, and it still sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes people want me to sign with multiple Ds. It's time to do.
Yeah, like that part is like so tasteful in my opinion because it's like only happens one time and it's in every intro. It doesn't happen anywhere else in the show.
Right.
Only in that one show, and it was just like I thought it was so good.
Thank you.
And, thank you guys for making
Was
this
that
some of the best all time.
Oh, that's very kind.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Woo! That'd be funny if you had to do that every time you said duel.
I've been asked. Yeah.
Hi.
So, I have questions about the movies.
Yeah.
So, with the Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie one, did you guys have to really change anything with that? And then when the main character guys came for I can't remember which three it is. Like, it's Yugi, guy
Bonds
with
Beyond Time?
Yeah, that one. How did it feel to do that one versus like extending the bonds with like Kaiba and the Yugi the movie one?
I'm game for any story those characters are in. And part of what you do as an actor is to try to make whatever you're doing work. So you embrace it for as much as you can and get that character to live through those moments. So Bonds Beyond Time was fun because of the reasons of being able to mix it up with the other leads. But also the relationship between Yami and Kaiba is one I would always want to see another dimension in, even a dark side of dimension.
Yeah, and Dark Side to me is my favorite because I felt it was much more cinematic. A lot of the stuff that we had to do for the American television Saturday morning stuff is louder, more energy, like filling a lot of dialogue. And I just like that there was air and in Dark Side, and that it's all about Kaiba, so that's fun. But it was more. I felt like I was really performing in a movie.
Right.
So that to me is my favorite performance as Kaiba, I think.
I love going to the movie theater and getting a card with your ticket.
Can we get a spinoff called All About Kaiba?
What's going on?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
My question is, Yu-Gi-Oh! Draws from a lot of different themes like ancient mythology, Egyptian, Gnostic things, and stuff like that. I was just wondering, for you guys personally, was there anything in particular that stuck with you guys as far as the symbolism or in the characters?
Yeah, I was actually into Egyptology before I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was raised Christian, and there's a lot about pharaohs in that, if you're familiar with the Old Testament. And I also was a big fan of Raiders of the Lost Ark, which wasn't about Egyptology, but it took place in Egypt, or a lot of it did. Anyway, but I find those myths fascinating. Also, I got into Joseph Campbell, who you might be familiar with his work, where he looks at mythology from across different cultures and time and finds unifying themes in them. And so I've always been interested in that. And Star Wars, anybody here heard of Star Wars? Yeah. So that was taken from the way that Joseph Campbell broke down what they call the hero's journey. George Lucas was a student of that, right? So yeah, and even in the term the Force is a simplification of life force, which was what Lucas found to be the most common theme of any concept of religion, right? So we're all drawing on this stuff, and I'm a big fan of superheroes. We've seen a lot of superhero movies. That's just a mythic scale, right? It's not that far away from Apollo and, you know, Hephaestus and all of these, you know, ancient Greek gods, you know, more powerful than a normal person, but still with a human personality that we can relate to and find some truth in. I think that's why they remain compelling.
And I just like the fact that I got to play like a psychotic Bruce Wayne.
Absolutely. I definitely wanted to ask you that question because I seen you, Dan, wearing all of the different symbols.
Oh, yeah.
Like piggyback on like Dark Sides of the Dimension.
Yeah.
In filming that, knowing it's kind of like a reunion for you guys as well as something that's probably the last thing you guys do for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
What was that whole kind of like thing, like knowing it was going to be ending for a while?
The reunion part was exciting because we got to all work together again. I didn't go in there thinking that was the last thing that we were going to do. I never think it's going to be the last thing that we're ever going to do as these characters. But it was fun to dub that, knowing that it was going to be a theatrical release. Also getting a chance to play those characters a little older. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited anytime we get a chance to do that stuff, or any of the work that we do. But I'm glad you enjoyed the movie, you know?
Yeah. And I think one thing that's awesome about these stories and the characters within them is that they will always represent what we've attached to them, right? Do we need another movie? Maybe, but I wouldn't want them to bring back the Pharaoh just to bring him back because it's cool to hear him say, you know, dark magician, dark magic attack, right? As cool and as fun as that is. I respect that his story had a conclusion that's meaningful, you know, and that it's like like I was just saying, like a myth. It makes you look at a universal truth at some point in your life. You're going to lose somebody you care about. And that's always going to be painful. That's always going to be sad. But it's not always going to be tragic, which is, I think, a great point that they make with the way that the Pharaoh moves on.
Great question.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, batting cleanup. Here we go.
All right, bring it home.
No pressure. Make it a good question.
All right, I'll try. Is there a scene or other kind of character interaction that you wish you had gotten to do, like, but you didn't? Like, characters that you wanted to have met that went through toys, but didn't get a chance to. And it didn't happen.
You mean like a literal role in a show that I wish I'd been cast in?
Yeah,
That kind of question?
Well, like, is there a character you think would have an interesting dynamic that just never happened?
Oh, I see what you mean. I wonder what it would be like for Yuki to talk to his parents.
Oh.
I'm out of here. Thank you, Cleveland.
And we know what Kaiba did to his stepfather, so let's not go there.
Everyone needs family therapy.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Is, we'll go back.
Those are provocative elements that are they're in the story. We just haven't explored that.
So before we sign off with you guys, we'll be back at our tables to do some autograph stuff like that. So I want to ask you guys one little series of quick questions. How many of you guys draw? How many of you guys are musicians? How many of you guys like to act? Right? Okay, so I'm going to tell you this right now. I've met a lot of you guys, and you're all very creative, and it's very, very cool. I love this community. Sometimes people come up to me and they're, I drew this thing where I made Brock and so-and-so do this, or I've made Kaiba do that, and that's great. I'm flattered that you want to include the characters that I voiced in that stuff. But I also tell you that there's nothing new in storytelling, right? These stories have been told over and over again. Romeo and Juliet has been told in many different formats, but it's still Romeo and Juliet, right? Those characters. So if I could tell you anything, do your original stuff. Even if it's not your job, do your original stuff. Create without the pressure of, well, I work in a bank, or I work in a restaurant. That's great. But the answer to the question when I ask you who you are, not what you do, but who you are, should be the answer from your soul. So if I say, who are you? And you say, I'm an artist. I work in a bank, but I'm an artist. That's what I want to hear. So talk with each other. You all love the same stuff here, and you all raised your hands in one of those categories. I just saw 5 or 6 production teams all here. So network with each other. Okay? That's my message to you guys. All right?
Awesome. And we've got a few more minutes here, Dan, if you'd like to say a
Adding
few
to
words.
that, creativity is its own reward. So you don't have to make money at it. You don't have to be recognized for it. It makes you feel better because it's meaningful to you. Yeah.
Exactly. No, you're good. I agree. I mean, this is my creativity. Getting to do this with
There
you
you
guys,
go.
coming up with this thing. I mean, yeah, you just got to keep working at it, guys. Like,
Yeah,
practice, talk to people. Networking is the best weapon you can have in this world. Talk
Sure.
to each other. That is such a good line.
You can learn from anybody who does it better than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
All
well,
right.
can I wrap it up?
Yes,
Yeah.
please, wrap
so
it
I just
up.
wanted to throw a few things out there. How many people is this their first convention? Anybody? All right, okay. So everybody else who've done this before, right? Raise your hands, right? Yeah, okay, great. So the people who have been doing this, before, and the people who are just starting this today, I think you've all observed that at conventions, there's a sense of goodwill. People just embracing what it is that they like, what they love, right? And there's a sense of respect, right? Nobody's ashamed, right? You gotta hold on to that. That's really precious. That's really special. I was discussing this with somebody and they said, yeah, it's like an escape. And I said, well, you know what? Sure, I know what you mean, but it's not like it's not the truth. We can be that way, right? I've been so privileged to get to know you guys over the last couple of years when I've been making more appearances. And getting to be a part of this community is one of the biggest privileges of my life. And I've been hearing from some people in the community lately that some of you are a little afraid. Some of you are a little scared about the world out there. Some of you may be feeling a little less welcome, maybe a little less safe, maybe a little targeted. And I gotta say to you, I get it. I don't think that's irrational at all. I think that's a rational response to a lot of unfortunate things that are happening. And I don't have the answer, right? But I will offer you this. Courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the power we have to stand up to the fear, right? Being fearless means you don't care, but you care. Yeah, you care about this stuff, you care about what you love, and you shouldn't back down from it. And if you can be your authentic self, you have won the most important game of life. To allow yourself to be who you really are, there's nothing better. You may achieve other things, but nothing will feel as good as being that. Because when you are that, you win you. So, as far as I'm concerned, you're all champions for understanding what that is. Especially the cosplayers. Having the guts to get over it. There you go.
Literal armor.
Dressed up, right? Halloween every day, I love it. But that takes courage. But you're not ashamed of that. You fly it like a flag, right? So keep that up. And as a character I once portrayed said, when you're dealing with feeling overwhelmed, stand up. A champion doesn't belong on his knees. Okay? All right. Thank you for that. Stay strong. And I promise you, I know it's scary to stand up. I know. But if you stand up, you're going to make it easy for somebody else to stand up. And if you all stand up, we're going to be right there with you. Thank you.
Remember that. You guys all matter.
All right, got one last question for you guys. What time is it?
To duel!
What time is it? It's time to duel! What time is it? It's time to duel!
Personally, my experience at CollectCon was amazing. It was really good to meet Dan Green, Eric Stuart. I know they say don't meet your heroes, but at least in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, I think we can feel safe knowing that those guys are just so awesome and they do so much to give back, and I'm just so happy that they come to these events and do these sort of things on a regular basis. Same goes for the Yu-Gi-Oh North American World Championship qualifiers, which again, I will be attending. If you happen to see me there, feel free to come up and say hi. I don't bite. But it was truly a dream to meet both those guys, and now I can say I do have 3 signed Blue Eyes White Dragons. I did also get a Dark Magician signed by Dan Green. So that's all I've got for you guys in this video. I know it's a long hour video, 30 minutes of which is kind of just the Yu-Gi-Oh panel, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There are going to be some bloopers here in a second if you're interested. But again, I'm YGO Time Wizard, and I'll see you next time. All right, so my wife and I, ooh, fuck, you're kidding. Let's try it again. Got a lot of signed cards from Kaiba, as well as My Valentine. What is happening? Picked up a bunch of fun stuff, got some, I don't know.
You want me to just go on the other side?
Time warp, go!